Discussions held with the intervention of Venerable Bhatramule Silarathanathera. Although the fast is abandoned, the protest continues.
That was the background to the situation that has arisen in the Rathupaswala area after residents commenced a protest claiming that a factory in the area was releasing chemical substances into the water sources of the area. The area residents protested in front of the factory today as well.
In the meantime, other area residents gathered at the Gampaha Court complex. Minister Mervyn Silva and Senior Police DIG Anwar Senanayake, who earlier promised to bring this matter to the attention of court, were also present.
Even the monks abandoned the fast by night time, but there was a group that did not listen to what we said. We will hold discussions with more senior lawyers on a future course of action by this evening.
Meanwhile, residents of Rathupaswala continue to protest opposite the factory, charging that chemical substances are being released into their water sources. The residents blocked the access road to the factory. Meanwhile, several talks were held with the demonstrators today. Venerable Bhatramule Silarathanathera, who acted as a mediator last night, arrived at the location today as well.
We demand that this poisonous place be shut down. Secondly, we ask that these people be provided with clean water without any payment. Thirdly, we ask that steps be taken to clean up the poisonous gases and contaminated water that has been released here, if it is poisonous. I believe they said that they would hold discussions with His Excellency the President and resolve the issue. Your Excellency the President, I plead with you upon watching this news item to send a competent official here to resolve this issue for us and provide us with clean drinking water.
Our cameras captured the heightened security presence in the area today as well.
The main road between Colombo and Trincomalee was obstructed for a few hours this evening due to a protest in the Pohoranwewa area in Dambulla.
Relatives of Chandana Ruwan Kumarage, who died after being assaulted in the Samagimawata area in Pohoranwewa, Dambulla on the 28th of this month, and residents of the area engaged in the protest. While the final rites of Chandana Ruwan Kumara were to be carried out today, the protesters brought his body onto the road during the protest. The protesters said that even though a woman has been taken into custody, the person who carried out the assault has not been arrested as yet. The protesters charged that the police have failed to enforce the law in this case. The Colombo-Trincomalee road was blocked off in the Pohoranwewa area as a result of this protest. The final rites later took place at the Pohoranwewa cemetery. Meanwhile, there was unrest in front of the North Central Provincial Council today as assistant teachers carried out a protest. Assistant teachers of the North Central Province staged a protest march from the Anuradhapura DS Senanayake roundabout to the Provincial Council. The group demanded that their positions be made permanent. Later, the protesters engaged in a satyagraha near the doors of the Provincial Council. They said that they will not end the protest until a competent authority would hold discussions with them. Thereby, some of the protesters were taken into the Provincial Council to carry out discussions with the Chief Secretary of the province. The protesters evacuated after the Chief Secretary promised to give them a solution by the 10th of August.
2 Navy personnel were killed in an accident that took place early this morning in Karwalagaswewa, Putlam.
The accident occurred when the car they were travelling in collided with a lorry at around 2:30 this morning. The car was travelling from Anuradhapura to Colombo, while the lorry was travelling from Colombo to Jaffna. 2 Navy personnel who were returning to Colombo after attending a Navy passing out ceremony at Anuradhapura Navy camp were killed in the accident. According to the police, the accident occurred due to the driver of the lorry falling asleep at the wheel. Lieutenant Commander Charit Sahira Kalutantri, a 32-year-old from Madhivalla Nugegoda, and Commander G.D. Janaka Priyantha, a 44-year-old from Horana, were killed in the accident. The bodies have been placed at the Putlam-based hospital morgue and the driver of the car is receiving treatment at the same hospital. The police said that the driver of the lorry has been arrested over the accident.
The National Education and Book Fair, which was held at the premises of the Colombo Public Library, for which Newsfirst was the media sponsor, concluded today.
At the closing ceremony of the book fair, awards and mementos were presented to the winners and participants of an inter-school publication designing competition that was held parallel to the book fair. Students of the primary section of the Dharmapala College in Kottawa emerged as winners of this competition organised by Newsfirst and the Colombo Public Library. Speaking at the event, the chief librarian of the Colombo Public Library said that the community has distanced itself from the library.
This is why we've organized such projects and try to get closer to the community and school children. If people are not coming to the library, then we must go to the people. The Colombo Public Library is implementing a number of such programs. One of these projects is this fair. It was Newsfirst that gave us this idea.
Newsfirst was presented with a memento at this event in recognition of services rendered towards making this event a resounding success.
Newsfirst U reporter Apsara Sandamali from Jayala filed this report today.
A bridge across the Udamvita road in Jayala was damaged a few months ago. Though a temporary bridge was put up, it did not meet the transportation needs. This has severely inconvenienced the public. The public requests that this bridge be renovated expeditiously.
Newsfirst U reporter Apsara Sandamali, Jayala City.
Reported.
A military judge has acquitted former U.S. intelligence analyst Bradley Manning of the most serious charge against him, aiding the enemy, but convicted him of espionage, theft and computer fraud charges for giving thousands of classified secrets to the anti-secrecy site WikiLeaks. He faces a maximum sentence of up to 136 years. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has said that the conviction of the U.S. Army private on spying charges is a dangerous precedent.
Yesterday, the judge deliberated for about 16 hours over 3 days before reaching her decision in a case that drew worldwide attention. Supporters hailed Manning as a whistleblower. The US government called him an anarchist computer hacker and attention-seeker traitor. US Army Private Manning's sentencing begins today. The charge of aiding the enemy was the most serious of 21 counts and carried a potential life sentence. His trial was unusual because he acknowledged giving WikiLeaks more than 700,000 battlefield reports and diplomatic cables, plus videos of a 2007 US helicopter attack that killed civilians in Iraq, a Reuters News photographer and his driver.